Welcome, everybody. It is the Megan and Ryan Power Hour. Just a second here, try to close off some stuff there. There we go. Awesome. All right, make sure I can see my comments. All right, welcome to Megan and Ryan's Power Hour. Obviously, again, today we are not in studio, but I still wanted to hop on here and do our normal show. There may be a couple of interruptions during this one, so forgive me if there are. If you guys happen to be watching this on the live, make sure you drop a hashtag live. If you happen to be watching on a replay, drop us that hashtag replay. Also, if you're watching, let me know if you are hearing me okay, seeing everything okay. Again, being in a different location, we're trying some different stuff. We've got different equipment that we're using. But again, we are here to answer your guys' questions. Hopefully, you guys can see us and hear us okay. Usually we are at our studio. We've got a list of topics to talk about. Today, we're just kind of going ad lib on this one. So, hey, Catherine, thanks for joining us live. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, I'm going to throw some of these comments up here. Awesome, awesome. I really wanted to hop on here tonight just to kind of chat with everyone. It's been a wonderful week for us. Obviously, you guys saw the live that we did on Monday. Our new one is here. The one we were expecting is finally arrived in here. Catherine asks, "How's Mama and Baby?" Um, Baby is just fine. Baby is actually sitting right here next to me, asleep. Just fed her. Mama is back here behind us, taking care of herself a little bit, and so yeah, everybody is doing fine. Thank you for asking. Um, it's been a wonderful week for us. Not only the fact that we have a new addition to the family, but the ability to, kind of take our time with her and be able to enjoy this moment. You know, take some of the stress of having to worry about, being able to spend time, with the little one to make sure that she is settling in okay. We will actually be back home tomorrow, is our goal. So, again, thanks for all of the congratulations, all of the well wishes that we've received. It's been wonderful to see that from you guys. But, tonight we really want to focus on asking you guys, having you guys ask your questions. We want to be able to help you guys out in whatever stage you are in your business right now. We want to be able to help you. So feel free to drop any comments or questions that you have in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer those. Again, please let me know if in fact that our audio is okay. I want to make sure that everybody can hear us okay and see us okay. So if you wouldn't mind, drop me a comment and let me know if everything's okay for you guys to be able to see and hear. Just a second there. There we go. I said she's right here next to me. we just had we just had a little food, and we're trying to rest and get some sleep. Audio good, Catherine. Thank you, appreciate that. So you know it's I know we made those announcements on Monday, and we posted something yesterday about helping people that are in a certain place within their business. Megan and I have thought about it, and we want to help some people that maybe you've invested in your business, but you're not really seeing the results that you're looking for. Again, that's what the announcement yesterday and Monday was about, and so if you guys have maybe you purchased Legendary's blueprints, or maybe you've purchased a course or a program, or you've worked with a coach or a mentor, feel free to let us know. Diana Jones says, "What's the most important advice you can give someone just getting started?" All right, Diana, I don't know if this is the first time you've been here with us, but really is taking action. Taking action is one of the biggest things that you can do to get started. And I know that's hard to do as people hesitate with what it is that they're doing and how they get started. We've got an unknown user. I think it's Timothy. He says, books outside of Rich Dad Poor Dad that you've read that have helped, and full of nuggets. All right, we can get to that here in just a second. But going back to giving the best advice that I can to get someone started. I know when we got started in this business, it was very difficult for me to do what I'm doing right here, getting in front of a camera and talking to people. That was a big struggle for us when we got started. It really took a while for me to get to the point where I was comfortable doing that. And you know what helped me the best? was just doing it. Our very first videos that we ever shot on social media um, were horrible, and you can go back and check them out. You can check them out on our TikTok channel. They are there, and they're horrible videos, but we did them. That was the biggest thing. One of the biggest pieces of advice I give to people nowadays, if you're wanting to get started with this and you have that same feeling about stepping behind a camera, go out in your backyard and shoot like 20 videos. You don't have to post them. You don't have to do anything with them. You don't have to share them with anybody. Just hit that record button 20 times out in your backyard, just doing different things. Get kind of comfortable being in front of that camera. I know that was something that really helped me. A big thing for me was, Megan calls it my kick in the ass, sort of say, to really get me started, was it ultimately came down for a decision for me. If I didn't do this, then I wouldn't be able to have the lifestyle that I wanted to ultimately have and that I was dreaming about, and stay out of the 9 to 5 and to be able to, basically have the keys to my own future in my own pocket, right? So I knew that if I didn't do this, then I was going to go back to a 9 to 5. I was going to go back to working for somebody else and not be able to do the things that I wanted to do and provide for the family that I wanted to provide, right? So for me, a big part of it was just saying, all right, look, it's either or. I'm either going to do this or I'm not. So I said, ultimately, my dream, my goal of doing the things that I want to do outweighed everything else. So just getting in front of that camera, like I said, it was hard at first. It was very difficult. I didn't know how to do anything on TikTok. I didn't know how to do anything on Facebook. I didn't realize that, whenever I did record a video onto TikTok, I didn't know how these people were, pointing and then all of a sudden word bubbles would show up. I didn't know any of that stuff, right? And it was all just by getting in there and doing it is what really helped me. So definitely, Diana, if you're still with us here, stay consistent, you know, reach out with questions also. I know in the beginning that was something that we did every single day was reaching out to people, asking questions on what to do and to see what we're doing in our business. You know, as we have run a successful coaching program with a lot of our students, and we always tell them when we get on calls, look, if you don't have questions, it means you're not working in your business. And I can say that legitimately. If you are truly working on your business every day, you will have questions about maybe your content. You want to know if your content's good. Maybe you want to know if the posts that you're putting out there are good or if they're hitting the right target. There's always things that you need to be asking to progress in your business. So if you're legitimately working and you're being consistent in your business, you will have questions. So Diana, again, biggest thing is make sure you're asking questions. All right, back to Timothy's questions. Books outside of Rich Dad Poor Dad that you've read that's helped and full of nuggets. So the entire Secrets set from ClickFunnels. You got Traffic Secrets, you got Expert Secrets, you got .com or .com experts. You got Traffic Secrets. You've got let's see, what is that other one? I want to say there's copywriting secrets as well. So all of those books from the ClickFunnels set are amazing. And the greatest part about that one is you can go to ClickFunnels and you can get those absolutely free. All you got to do is cover the shipping and handling. And you can get those books for free. So absolutely amazing offer for them, but they are full of great information. Um, I love Russell Brunson as a speaker, as a writer. He does an amazing stuff. And of course, look at him. Look where he's at. Look where he's come from. Look what he's doing. Again, it all comes back to following somebody that has the success that you want, right? So again, this is a person that I look towards, Russell Brunson and what he's done and what he's accomplished, and try to follow in those footsteps. All right, got another unknown Facebook user. Give me a hashtag live. Thank you. Hey, Megan and Ryan, congratulations. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We hope to be home tomorrow and kind of get into a little bit of a groove with things as things have changed and a little bit different, but something that we're excited about. All right, Catherine, I've started to do my videos with voice and text. This has helped me. Live still scares me. Lives are okay. So there's like 3 steps really to doing videos. All right. First step is just doing a video. Most of the time. So for me, whenever I first started doing videos, it was a lot of the pointing. and pointing at word bubbles and doing things. Of course, a lot of people would dance. I don't dance. I'm not a dancer. I think I've had like one video where I've actually tried to dance and it's not good. Um, do what? I've had okay. Megan says I've had a few, but um, well, that's true. But that was really late at night. The whole brawl video that I did. But that was once I got a little bit more comfortable. But really, for the first 6 months of me doing videos, I rarely did any videos of talking. That's step number two. All right. Step number one is just getting in there and doing the videos, pointing at things that you can have pop up and stuff like that. The second the second step in creating videos is talking. Okay. Talking is huge for me. I used to get so flustered whenever I would try to think about what it was that I wanted to say. And I'd even go as far as to write it all out. And then it would look like I'm reading from a script when I would try to do it. It took a long time for me to really get comfortable speaking in videos, even the ones that I would post to TikTok. Okay. So step number two was finding my voice in my videos. And again, it all comes down to being consistent and just taking action, getting out there and doing it. You're going to stumble, you're going to fumble a little bit, and that's okay. But the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. Now, for me, and not everybody can do it the same way that I do it, all right? It's just the way I'm wired. I have tried to do things where I like plan out, like have an agenda whenever I do a video. But for me, if I can just actually flow from an open thought, it works better for me. All right. I can kind of, I guess, free will it or free ball it there, just try to do what I can, whatever comes to mind, talk about it that way. Some people, they have to have a game plan before they do a video where they're going to talk about something, and that's okay. Kind of rehearse it, talk about, have a general idea of what it is that you're going to talk about, and go for it. So that's number two, finding your voice on video. Number three is going live. And again, even though people can get comfortable with recording a video and posting that out there, going live is a completely different thing because then at that point, you have people that can actually reach out to you, can ask questions. It's nerve wracking. And again, it takes a little bit of practice of doing it. Megan and I first started doing our lives. We were in our basement on our old brown couch. For those of you that have been following us for 2 years, you know that's where we got our start. We would do TikToks. We'd do TikTok lives. We'd start them late at night because that was when our audience was mostly on. And so then we would actually go live from our couch. For us, what helped with us when we first started doing lives was it was the two of us. So we could kind of have a conversation between the two of us, and that would help. And then it would start to help our audience engage because as Megan and I were having a conversation with one another about the things that we were doing, it would bring other people into the conversation. So if you can go live with someone else, sometimes that will help you with those first time jitters. Okay. So again, if you can go live, it's powerful. That is the best way, honestly, that you can connect to your audience, especially as a newer person. You can connect with your audience. They can actually reach out to you and ask questions. So going live is very, very important. All right. And so when you go live, you get to show your audience that, look, I'm a real person. I'm here. This is what I'm doing. And I'm also able to answer my questions that people ask. Okay. So again, going live is very valuable. And a lot of people struggle with it because of the unknowns. I remember when we used to go on TikTok and do the lives, there used to be that little counter, that little ticker on the top of it that would tell us how many people were in there. I don't know how many times we sat there and looked at that big old goose egg for zero, like nobody's in here, nobody's watching us. But then we got to realizing that people actually were watching us. With TikTok and that platform, as you scroll, you see people on lives, right? You may come across a live and you can watch it. If you haven't actually tapped on it to actually enter the live, that doesn't count you as being in on the live. So even though that zero may be there, you don't know how many people are sitting there on the outside watching your live and gathering the information that you got. This is a great opportunity to invite people in as you start talking. Invite people in. If you haven't joined the live yet, why are you sitting there? Go ahead and click on it. Come on in, introduce yourself. Leave me that hashtag live. Let me know where you're joining in from. Start to ask questions so that you can get people engaged. Okay. A lot of people don't know what to talk about on lives. One of the biggest things that you can start off with when you're a beginner is your story. All right. Your story is something that you will tell time and time again, and you will never stop talking about your story. right? Our story is so important with what we do and how we do it, and the entire progress. That is how we build that connection with our audience, is through that story. So again, if you want to figure out what to talk about, start talking about your story. Now, a lot of people, me included, I don't have a story. There's nothing for me to talk about. We all have a story. There's a reason why we're doing this. There's a reason why we're on Facebook Live. There's a reason why we're on TikTok. There's a reason why we're on Instagram. There's a reason why we're talking about online business. There's a reason why we're talking about affiliate marketing. That is our story, our reason. Why are we doing this? That is the first part of your story. Okay. So start talking about it. Start talking about why you're doing this. Why are you wanting to start an online business? Why are you trying to earn additional income online? These are all starting points that you can use to start on a live. As you do that, people will start to engage with you and start asking you questions and want to know why you're doing this and how you're doing this. So, if you are somebody that's out there and you've been trying to go live but yet gone live, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your struggles have been with going live. All right. Because I know that there's a lot of different struggles out there and I can help you with those because more than likely I've been through those same struggles. So drop me a comment. Let me know what's kept you from going live if you haven't gone live yet. If you have gone live, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. How was your first experience? Let me know in the comments and tell me how maybe you navigated through your first live. These are all things that we all go through. I promise you, there's not one person out here that hasn't experienced a little bit of anxiety, nervousness about going live or even shooting those videos. So again, like we talked about, the three biggest steps when you're doing these videos and you're starting out is one, creating that content, first starting out, hitting that record button. Two is finding your voice. A lot of people struggle with finding their voice because they don't know necessarily how to actually, talk in a video. I know for me, when I first started doing and found my voice and started talking in my content, I couldn't string two words together to save my life because every time you hit that button, that record button, all I'd focus on is that line going across the top of the screen, how much time that I had left. And it would get me caught up in whatever I was thinking about, talking about, it was gone. It was no longer in my head. All I could think about was that line going across the top. So again, it comes down to practicing, getting used to it. And then the third thing is going lives, like we just talked about. All right, so I got unknown user says, not yet, scared to death, LOL. Again, I understand being scared to death to go live. It is tough. Even here when we do, I go live Monday, Wednesday. What's that? Like I said, what's the worst that's going to happen? you know, you're not going to die. This is true. This is true. You're not going to die. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not from the background there, but she just kind of chimed in a little bit there, and she's exactly right. What is the worst that's going to happen if you go live? What, a big zero is going to be there? Okay. Yeah, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get experience. And she's exactly right. Okay. Think about it. When people start out doing any of this stuff, starting an online business, what is the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to wind up doing what you had planned on doing for the rest of your life anyway. You're going to work, you're going to work a 9 to 5. You're going to plan to do that, or you're going to start a business and possibilities are going to open up for you and you might be able to obtain that lifestyle that you're looking for. Let's see, unknown user, as Timothy here, he says, I've been doing lives for about a week and a half since your recommendation. It's what you had done in the beginning. Love it. It's fun. Thank you, Timothy. And you're exactly right. Once you get started with this, you'll find a groove in it. You'll start to find, for me, it was finding a passion of actually chatting with you. And I love, when you guys, drop these comments in here and we can have conversations. It really helps the flow of things. It could be as simple as, hey guys, where are you joining from? Drop in the comments where you're joining from, things like that. Ask questions. Ask your audience questions. If they're not asking you, ask them questions to get something start to go. Let's see, not sure why showing unknown. It's Al. Oh, okay, Al. Hey, thanks for joining us, Al. Appreciate it. So I know I didn't get a chance to post it, but we use Restream and Ecamm live for our lives, and that's usually what allows us to show your guys' username on here. Again, working with a completely different setup. Obviously, we are not in the studio here. We're on location. I'm actually using my phone instead of our normal camera. I'm using a laptop and a supplemental screen, so things are a little bit different for us. I have been up in front of admirals in the Navy. That didn't scare me. So, it's all in what we get used to. Honestly, it is truly all in what we get used to. And again, repetition, repetition. None of us knew how to do any of this stuff when we first got started. I know when Megan and I first got started, I knew that we needed to get on TikTok, and I knew I needed to create videos. And I'm like, I've never used TikTok other than to scroll and watch people and watch videos. That was the only thing I knew how to do on TikTok. It wasn't until I started to go, oh, you know what? I can actually record, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, go out in the backyard, record 20 videos, right? For some reason, I thought if I recorded something on TikTok that I automatically had to post it. Well, that's not true. You can record anything in TikTok and play around with it. You never have to post it. That's where I started to learn how to use TikTok. I would go out and I would record. I'd just hold the phone up and hit the record button and look at it. That's all I do. I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't do anything. And then I'd have about, 15, 20 seconds of video there. And then I'd sit there and I would play with the different features. Oh, well, this is how you add text. Oh, well, this is how you can change the font of the text. And going through and just hitting on the buttons. The only button that I made sure that I didn't hit was the post button. And it's nice, big, and red. So if you're going to practice that way, just make sure you don't hit that red button that says post. But other than that, you can go through there. And then if you don't want to post it, you want to get rid of it, you can just delete it. So again, you don't have to necessarily post everything that you record. And it's a great way to practice. Um, no more 9 to 5, walking in your footsteps, standing on your shoulders. Thank you, Timothy. Again, awesome. Thank you, Timothy. And that's what this is all about. That's why Megan and I do what we do. It's to help other people realize these things. Okay. Look, 2.5 years now, I've been my own boss. It's been amazing. I can't talk about it enough, especially this week. So, I haven't really shared this story with a lot of people, but we got 4 kids. I got my stepson who is 17. And Megan and I together, we have an 8-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old daughter, and now a newborn daughter, right? When my first daughter was born, who is now 8, I was able to save up a week's vacation at the end of the year. She was born on December 19th, okay? And I knew that she was going to be coming around that time. So I saved up vacation time to be able to stay with Megan in the hospital when, she had her. And this was, for me, this was my first. So I didn't know what to expect. I had never experienced anything like this, but I wanted to be there for the baby and for Megan. And so I saved up vacation time all year because we knew this was going to happen, right? You got 9 months. It's not like it happens overnight. Had 9 months, saved up vacation, and so at the end of the year I could take a week's vacation. It was absolutely amazing. I loved doing that because I got to connect with the newborn. I got to help Megan, even though she wasn't in a hospital for a week. I think 2 nights. I think with Leah, you were in the hospital. Okay. She was in the hospital for 2 nights, but I was there with her the entire time, getting to know this, new little tiny human that we had brought into the world. And it was amazing to connect with her. Then the rest of the week, I was able to stay at home and help as needed and, eventually went back to work. Now, when our second daughter was born, I didn't get that opportunity. We were in a position where the job that I was working was a job that was taking a lot of hours, and they were different hours throughout the day, different times that I had to be at work for different things. And we had basically scheduled the birth of our second daughter so that we knew that I was going to be working like that. And there was a show in town that I was going to be working. I'd be working the whole week for that show and a lot of hours. But we knew that that's when the baby was going to become. We had scheduled an induction um, to have the baby, right? I couldn't take off from that job. We weren't in a spot where we could afford me not to work that job. So, looking back on it now, my mother in law had to bring Megan to the hospital the morning that she was to be induced. Now, I was able to come later that morning after they started the process. I was here in most of the morning and in the afternoon. Our second daughter was born I was able to spend a couple of hours here with Megan and the baby, but then I had to go back to work that night. And it wasn't until later in that evening I was able to get off of work and then come back and spend the night with Megan and the new baby. Okay. But the next morning I had to get up early and I had to go back to work. My mother in law was actually able to help Megan and the baby and bring them home. But for that whole entire week that the new baby was here, I had to work because I couldn't take off and stay with them like I did on the first time. Okay. Didn't have that opportunity. Now, just Monday, we've had our third daughter. And obviously, for the last 2.5 years, we've been working on our online business. I don't have to worry about us being in a time crunch to get back to work. Our focus is completely on the new baby, on helping Megan get, back on her feet and get, whatever we call it, um, revitalized. So, but it's hard on her, it's hard on the baby. But for me, this has been the best opportunity to be able to bond with the new baby, bond with and help Megan. And going home tomorrow, we've been in the hospital for, 3 nights now. This is our third night. So having the opportunity to be able to say, I don't have a 9 to 5 anymore, and then I can focus on the things that are important to me, like my family, and not have to worry about time pressures of, okay, well, I've only got so much time to be able to spend with Megan and the baby and helping and everything else. I don't have to worry about that. Now, obviously, I'm working here. Yes, we're in the hospital, but this is something that's easily done. And you know what? If little Miss here starts to throw a fit, we end the live, and I can take care of her. Okay, but I'm not bound to a 9 to 5 where I have to show up, I have to clock in, got to clock out, only have so much time to take off. So, Timothy, having that having that ability to be able to say no more 9 to 5 is absolutely awesome. And that's why we do this. That's why we offer the help that we offer. That's why we made the announcement the other night about helping other people, okay, that are getting started in this, because we know there's a lot of people doing it, right? We know that truly anybody can do this. We've helped a lot of people over the last 2.5 years to get started in this. Some of them are successful affiliate marketers now. Some of them are not. It comes down to you being consistent in your business and showing up every day and doing the things that you need to do. We can offer the guidance, we can offer the framework, we can offer the education, we can offer everything that we can, the accountability, all that stuff. But ultimately, it comes down to you and being consistent in your business, showing up every day and doing the things that you need to do. That's the kind of person that we want to work with. And we will continue to look for those 5 people that we are going to work with on a weekly basis directly with Megan and I to be able to help them grow their business. But we're looking for action takers, people that have invested in themselves and in their business, and people that are consistent enough that want to do this every single day so that we can help them progress, because we know that that's what it takes to be successful with this. So, Timothy says, I did that too. And I think he's talking about when I was kind of telling the story about, the birth of our 3 daughters and how that happened, and very different ways that it happened with all 3. But again, wouldn't give it up for the world right now with everything that we have done over the last couple of years. Again, 2.5 years I've been without, actually 2.5, almost 3 years, I've been without a boss, without a 9 to 5. And yeah, day after Super Bowl 2020. So almost 3 years. And it's been absolutely amazing. Now, trust me, life, I would love to say that life is less hectic now than what it was, but um, do what? It's probably more hectic. Yeah, it is. It's a good hectic. Yeah. It's, I know the things that I need to do every day in my business. And I know that, I can do them when I need to. Like for me, getting up in the mornings, first thing, usually get the kids ready for school and get them to school. And then I know that usually Megan is a little bit later to get up. So I don't rush right back home and then just start working our business. I usually will go to a small diner that we have here, a locally owned diner, have breakfast, and it's a wonderful time for me to sit down and focus on what I need to do for the day. It helps me to give me the opportunity to be able to make that first post of the day, make that first video of the day, and get those things posted while I'm sitting there and eating my breakfast and starting my day. And then I can also plan out the rest of my day and figure out what it is that I'm going to do, you know, because there's other things. I got to pick the kids back up from school. We got homework to do. We got, basketball practices and choir practices and stuff to go to. So having that moment right there at the beginning of the morning where I can be productive, where I can post my first video, where I can post my first piece of content, that helps me really structure and start my day. There have been times where I'm like super, super duper tired, and I drop the kids off from school, and I go back home, and I may grab the recliner for a little bit. Those, I can tell you, are less productive days because I'm just not starting out the way I need to. So again, it's a give and take, but I have that opportunity. I can make that choice on what I want to do. I know that I don't have to necessarily be somewhere to clock in, and then not know when I'm going to be getting back home. When the work day is going to be done. I've been through that and didn't care for it. So again, it's absolutely wonderful. Oh, now Brian says, "Oh, now we know Megan is the boss." LOL. Guys, we all know how that works. um, let's see. He said, "Good job from Timothy. Thanks, I appreciate that." But that one's from Brian Montgomery. Oh, now we know Megan is the boss. Guys, we really do work well together. All jokes aside, no, Megan is not. She's not ruling with the iron fist, sort of say. We work well together with things, and that's one of the things that's nice about the fact that her and we can sit down, we kind of brainstorm what our plans are, try to figure out what our course of action is. Um, as you guys know, if you guys have been following us for any amount of time, I'm the one that does most of our content. We're hoping here in the near future to be able to change that up a little bit. Megan's going to hopefully be helping with some of that. We were doing the power hours together. She does a lot of help with messaging, and some of our posts and things like that, our written posts. So it is nice to work together. Honestly, I don't know how people do it by themselves. To be truthful, I would think it's very difficult to try to do this all by oneself. I love daily action plans and routines, Timothy. And yeah, Timothy, I am a huge routine guy. Megan will vouch for that. I'm a bit of an OCD fella, creature of habit. Yes, all those things. I'm the one that go to restaurants, and there's certain things that I get at certain places, and I don't deviate from that. It's just who I am. It's how I'm hardwired. I love having a plan. I love having routines. That's honestly, this last 4 weeks has been absolutely just a wreck for me because basically it was the beginning of October when we found out that our original due date was the day after Thanksgiving, right? Day after Thanksgiving for the new baby. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Beginning of October, we got a month and a half. Get things ready, plan everything out. Megan goes in for a routine doctor's appointment. Nope, baby could be here at any moment. She basically had kind of started labor a little bit early. And, for me, it was like, oh, crud. I'm the planner, and I've got a baby's room that needed to be painted. Furniture needed to be built and put into it. As a matter of fact, we had to get all the old stuff that was in there out of there from when the other girls were in that room. So all these things start going through my mind, and trying to plan anything over the last 4 weeks was almost impossible because at any moment Megan could deliver the new baby. And so, there weren't any being able to plan to go do this or go do that. She was on bed rest, so I was taking care of, the other kids and getting things done and trying to get her taken care of. But there was not much of a plan in place because we didn't know from day to day what was going to be happening. So, Timothy, I can completely relate to that. Having a plan and the routines, I'm the same way. So, but it's been a little tough here lately. All right, Catherine, I've tried to make changes with my funnel, watched the video a few times, and I think I've messed it up. Obviously, you're very busy suggestion on who I can turn to. All right, Catherine, I actually do know exactly who you can turn to, and that is actually going to be me. We are actually going to be starting, and Catherine, this will go out to you. We are actually going to be starting a weekly coaching call with some of our clients, and you are actually one of those. Haven't reached out to everybody yet. You will be one of those. We're going to start on Thursdays uh, kind of doing the same thing that the Wealth Warriors do for their coaching, but we're actually going to offer this in the evening time. We know that a lot of people still have 9 to 5, so there is no offer, there is no how much is that or whatever. Catherine, you're in, you're done, that's it. I'm going to get you the details. I was hoping to have all that stuff out this week and get started with it. But obviously, we, again, going back to those plans and trying to figure things out, kind of get disrupted earlier this week. So definitely, I'll be reaching out to you with the details on that so that you can. We can work a little bit more closely with you, and basically that is going out to anybody that purchased, the MCS program through Megan and I. We're offering that to you guys, doing a weekly coaching call with just our students as well. So, again, we'll be reaching out to you guys with the details on that so that we can help you out. Um, let's see. Remember, I'm city bus driver, 4 to midnight. Well, shoot, dang it. All right, well, all right, Catherine, that's okay. I can still hop on a chat with you. Let me know. Say I've tried to make the changes with my funnel. Watch the video a few times. Are you talking about the changes that we had talked about on the Wealth Warriors coaching call, as far as getting rid of so many clicks and just having the opt in and all that stuff? Is that what you're trying to do with your funnel? Let me know, and I believe I can help you out. Yes, okay. I can actually help you out with that. One of the things I can actually do is send you our funnel. If that's something you would be interested in, I can actually just send you our funnel. Um, and all you would have to do is change out a couple things. I've actually talked with a couple of people and sent that out. Brian Montgomery says, me. Let me know, Brian, where you are at in your business. Kind of give me an idea of what you're doing in your business. What are you needing help with? And I'll be happy to see if we can't reach out to you and give you some help as well. Um, I know that, again, we posted that 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 I guess post yesterday, about taking on 5 people that we're going to help directly with, and maybe one of those spots can go to you, Brian. Let me know, again, kind of where you're at, what you're doing, what's going on, what do you need help with, and I'll be happy to see if we can't get you that kind of help as well. All right, awesome. Let's see here. All right. Anything else I need to go over? Can you think of? Okay. All right. Well, I know it's not been quite an hour. We've only been here for about 40 minutes or so, but I think we may go ahead and wrap it up a little bit. Again, I want to make sure that you guys, as you're watching this, if you've got questions, if you happen to be watching this on the replay over on Facebook or on YouTube, make sure that you leave us a hashtag replay. And if you've got questions during the replay, feel free to drop those questions in the comments. Happy to answer any questions that we can. Again, it's all about helping you guys get going in your businesses. We know that you guys can do it. We really truly believe that anybody can do this. It's just finding what works for you. Um, you know, we started off a coaching program a while back, going, anybody can do this. This is what we did. Go do what we did. And yes, that works to a degree, but it doesn't always work for everybody. Okay. I can tell you, this is what I did. This is what Megan and I did, step by step, everything. And you can try and go to do the exact same things, and it may not work for you. The reason why it may not is because certain parts or pieces of what we're trying to tell you to do, you don't maybe either relate with, or you're not comfortable with, or whatever it is. Maybe you don't have a good feeling about it. I don't know. That's where it takes kind of that, reaching out and asking questions, you know, and saying, hey, I did what you said to do. I created that video that you said to go create. Would you mind going and taking a look at it and seeing what I've done? Sometimes that's some of the best help that we can offer. Is maybe you've got a Facebook cover photo, or you've got a Facebook page that you're using to promote on. Say, hey, Ryan, Megan, would you guys mind to check out my Facebook page? Let me know what you think of it. I just did a cover photo. Let me know, is this a good cover photo? How does it look? Asking those types of things. Hey, Megan, Ryan, I just created some videos over on TikTok and posted them this week. Would you guys mind to go check those out and see if you can offer up some suggestions? So it may not be questions on what to do. It could be, would you look over what I have done? Would you mind to do that? And sometimes it's that that may help you improve within your business. And a lot of people, I know, they're afraid to ask that because, you know, and I'll be honest, our time is valuable. Okay, I would love to be able to say that we could do one-on-ones with everybody that we talk with, but there's just not enough hours in the day to do that. And we do want to help as many people as we can, but if you're not asking us for that help because maybe you think, well, they won't go look at my stuff, give us a chance. Give us a chance. Ask us those questions. I've done so many TikTok audits over the last couple of years, it's unbelievable. Facebook posts and pages and messages. Maybe messaging is where you're getting tripped up. Okay. I just had about 3 or 4 people shoot me a message today with screenshots of their message saying, "Hey Ryan, can you take a look at this message? Give me an idea of where to go with it." Sometimes that's the question to ask. And I did. Like I said, 3 or 4 times today, I've had people reach out and say, "Hey, these are the messages that I'm having. Can you give me an idea of where to take it next? Or what do you think about these messages? Are they good messages? Are they good responses?" And so I'll go in there, I'll take a look at it, given our experiences. Yeah, that was good. All right. Nah, I would have probably handled this a little bit different. Hey, yeah, your Facebook cover photo looks great, but maybe you need to change this. Have you looked at it on the mobile side? Some of your lettering is covered up, things like that. So again, when we say ask questions, it doesn't necessarily mean to be, what do I do? It could be, hey, I've done this. What do you think about that? Or how could I make this better? So again, asking those questions and reaching out to people is really key. I know for me, and many of you heard this story, when we first got started, Megan for 3 months told me I need to create these videos. I need to get on TikTok. And of course, like I said, I was scared. I didn't want to get behind the camera. I wasn't comfortable. I kept trying to find all these different ways that I could make this whole thing work without getting on camera, and I couldn't. One day, I'm sitting there and I'm watching a video interview of somebody that was happened to be in the same program that we were in and promoting the same product and program that we were. Megan and I hadn't seen any success. Of course, I hadn't really done any of the videos. I hadn't really done anything except for like some busy work. So I watched this interview and I'm like, man, this guy he's pretty cool. I like what he's doing. I like what he's saying. Yet he just started promoting this stuff and he's already made a ton of money at it in just a couple of weeks. So I'm like, how is it he's doing it? We've been at this for 3 months and we haven't really seen much, but yet he started this in a couple of weeks and seeing all the success. I'm like, man, this guy's cool. He was a younger dude, and I'm like, started to kind of like resonate with him during this interview. Well, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to send this guy a Facebook message. If he replies to me, awesome. If not, no big deal. Can't say no if you don't ask, right? So I went ahead, I sent a Facebook message to the guy. Sure enough, he comes back. I just started with a little chit chat. I didn't immediately go, "Hey, dude, can you help me?" I didn't do that. I started a little chit chat. I was like, "Hey, guy, I saw your interview this morning. It was absolutely amazing. I completely related with what you said and what you're doing." I'm like, "Dude, you're amazing. I can't believe you're already where you're at in this stuff." And we started this conversation, and about, I don't know, 10 back and forths later, I said, "Dude, if you could, it'd mean the world if you'd hop on a call with me so that I could ask you some questions." And he came back and he said, "Sure. When do you want to talk?" I'm like, and I'm getting all nervous. I'm like, man, this guy's, he's really he's okay. He said yes. So we set it up. Actually, the first call that we set up, we ended up having to change. He got busy or we got busy something. We had to reschedule it. So we rescheduled it. Finally got on a call with him. We start talking. Before I knew it, we were 2 hours into a conversation that just started. I found out so much about this young man. He'd actually been in the internet, the online business world for years. He'd been in marketing. He knew all these different things. But when I reached out to him originally, I didn't know that. I just thought he was some guy just like me that, was just trying to learn this stuff. Well, turns out he already knew all this, a lot of marketing stuff. He knew about online businesses, all these different things. But what it comes down to, if I hadn't have reached out to him, I don't think we would have really ever gotten started in the way that we did. and how the success that we did. Ultimately, he wound up becoming one of our first mentors, but having that courage to be able to reach out and say, "Hey, man, I would really appreciate if you get on a Zoom call with me. I got a ton of questions." Now, I'll be honest, he was very brutal in that very first conversation that we had, and there was a reason. His time was valuable. I come to realize in that 2 hour conversation, this guy was already a 7-figure earner in the online space, had a bunch of different businesses going. I had no idea when I first initially started to talk with him in Messenger. But if I hadn't reached out to him, we wouldn't have had the conversation. And in that conversation, he basically broke it down to me. He said, "Ryan, if this is what you want to do, here's what you need to do." And he gave me some actionable things to do. And he said, "Look, I'll know if you do them." He said, "I'll be able to tell if you do what I am telling you to do right now." And he goes, "If you do," he said, "we'll continue to talk and we'll have conversations." He said, "But if you don't, I will know that you did not do what I told you to do, and we will no longer have conversations." I'm like, "All right." And I took that serious because I knew at that point his time was valuable. He offered to get on a call with me after I had asked. And so, whatever he told me to do, and he told me, "Go post these videos." And he told me at the time, you need to post 4 a day. And so I made the commitment to myself that that's what I was going to do. He also gave me a couple of other tasks to do. And I'll be damned, I did them because I wanted to make sure that when I got all this stuff done, I could reach out to him confidently and say, "Hey, dude, I did everything you asked me to do," so that he would be able to get on another call with me and we could continue this conversation. And just by implementing those handful of things on that first call, that's when we started to see things really started to take off for us. And so again, if for some reason, you reach out, you want to hop on a call and chat, I will help anybody that I can as long as they're willing to do the things that, we suggest to do. And we can tell. I know Megan, this is a big thing for Megan. When we do work with people, we're like, "All right, this is what you need to do. You need to post so many times a day." And then we get on calls or messages with people and we're like, "All right, did you do this?" "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I posted every day. I posted every day." Well, we can go back and we can look at that. We can see that. You know, you can tell when people are posting and when they're not. And ultimately, people would tell us, "Yeah, I've posted every day on TikTok for the last 3 weeks." All right, we'll go back. We'll look at the account. Now there was one on 5 days ago. There was one 7 days ago. There was one 15 days ago. And we would see that. And it's like, no, you're not. And it doesn't do any good to lie. And I knew that whenever I talked with the young man that I reached out to. I knew lying to him wasn't going to work because he knew that he could look into what he told me to do. If I didn't do it, I didn't do it, and we wouldn't talk again. So again, it's all about taking that advice, going and implementing what you're learning and sticking with it. So again, ask questions. That's what we're here for. Kind of took us a little bit a little bit longer with that story, but that's a big part of our story too. Is me reaching out to that young man. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Power Hour. We will be back again in studio next Monday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Mark your calendars. We put that post out there, so make sure that you get the notification for when we go live. Again, we're live on my Facebook page, Megan's Facebook page, our Facebook group, a couple of our business pages, and also our YouTube channel as well. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. If you've got questions, reach out, guys. Reach out and ask. We're definitely here to help you. We want to see you guys succeed. Again, we think that everybody should have this opportunity and feel the same way that we feel, being able to have that time freedom and that financial freedom that we have. And again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Again, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Timothy said thank you. Thank you for being here. Catherine, thank you for doing what you do. No, thank you guys again. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us. Again, we're here for you guys. And if you got questions, just let us know. We're happy to help.